I know! We can act like plants! Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
Want to go to the park?
Hey yo, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're going to resume our big news segment. Last week we didn't have any news at all, and even if it wasn't really anything big. So we're gonna skip that week. But yeah, let's catch up on a little bit of news from last week. Get straight into this week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's the new rank rewards for JP and Global. There's Neo Nectar. There's Tachikaze. Lots of cool stuff. So stick around and let's talk about it. Alright, so I guess let's start with JP's end. For this season, we will be getting Infinite Zero Dragon as our ranked reward, yes. In addition, we will be getting Tetra Drive sleeves as well as Nebula Lord sleeves. So, I'm surprised we're getting these now, since Nebula Lord came out in set 12, same as Infinite Zero Dragon. But Tetra Drive is a new unit, so I guess they're all really sick. And I kind of do like the new art for Infinite Zero Dragon, so I think it's a nice change. And definitely nice free-to-play card. So overall, I think League Joker is definitely a really free-to-play friendly deck. Clan, you have your Infinite Zero Dragons as a rank reward. If you want to play Schwarzschild, you will have 4 of that as a rank reward as well. You will have 1 free Nebula Lord with the login bonus and the 69 League Joker event. And you will have the clan banner and all that stuff. So I think it's definitely a really easy way to get into the game, and definitely nice to have that as an option. Next up, there were a few bugs here and there. There were some bugs with the tournament coupon, since they just added Coco and Dayusha. And there was a little bug with Zerakiel. So if you did not put any Celestials into your damage zone, even if you had Zerakiel in your damage zone, you will not get the +3. So this should be fixed, but yeah. So small maintenance for JP. And then there's a little buff for Cecilia. So when we move on to, so I guess moving on to Neo Nectar, let's actually jump to the database. And I'd like to show you how it works actually. So come join. All right, welcome to the Vanguard 0 database. So I do usually recommend people to go here, but I've actually noticed that I never actually went through it. So here's a nice peek into it. You can join their Discord, there's decks, people just post their decks here. But generally speaking, I recommend the database. It has all the cards. It has, and it also has which set it's from, and you know, which clan, and all that good stuff. So let's jump to Neo Nectars actually. So one thing before we step into the Wave 3 support, I believe Cecilia has a buff. So before it used to say you return 5 grade 2 or less to call 2, but now it says you return 3 grade 2 or less to call 2. So this means that you're gonna need to recycle less units, less non-trigger units into your deck, get 2 free units, and that definitely does help, because that means you're not like refilling your deck with non-triggers and mitigating your chances to hit a trigger. So I definitely think that is a nice change. I don't know if you're gonna play it, but it is a Musketeer name, and Cecilia is definitely really cool. So definitely cool to see that buff. Let's move on to the new wave. So if you're looking through this, you're like, oh yeah, wave 1, wave 2, it's messy, right? Well, here, click set, roll through the set you want, and you will see that the clan events even have this particular waves section out. So you can filter through them, which clan, which wave, and you will see all these cards are basically the Neo Nectar set 3 stuff. So let's start from the top. Maiden of Physalis. When this rearguard boosts a unit and hits the Vanguard, put this into your soul, check top 5, and call 1 as rest. Very neat. Dandelion Musketeer Mirka. When this unit boosts, if you shuffled your deck by a card effect this turn, give power +3. So whenever you do your Musketeer recycle skills, or even other units like this, when you just superior call something and shuffle, then it becomes a 9k booster. So that's really neat. Antonio, the new Musketeer PG. So this works as the Break Ride format Sentinel, where you only proc it at lethal. So that's really cool. Maiden of Cherry Stone. When the attack this unit boost hits the Vanguard, return it to your deck and call a Maiden of Cherry Bloom from your deck as rest. Something else you can do is, you see these hyperlinked, just click it, and it'll jump you to Maiden of Cherry Bloom. So that's really neat. But let's go back real quick. Oops. Let's go back. All right. Fruit Basket Elf. When this unit boosts a unit attacking Vanguard, counter +1 to make your opponent unable to activate Sentinels. Now that seems pretty broken, but even if the attack hits, it does not deal damage. So the goal of this card is to guarantee that you get your when hit or on hit skills. So yeah, like for example, when the attack this unit boosts at Vanguard hits, then you do this stuff, right? So even if your opponent's at 5, you can still guarantee that you are able to use your on hit skills and can plus over them. So I guess it's an option. Don't know if you're gonna play this much because it is not a Musketeer name, but it definitely will be something that can be considered moving into the future. So definitely don't forget about Fruit Basket Elf. Could be a tricky card. Lotus Druid, when placed, one of your units +2, so 6+2. Pansy Musketeer Sylvia, so this is one of the 2 triple rares we get on place. Reveal top card. If it's a Musketeer, call it. If not, shuffle your deck. So this is kind of like your generic grade 2 7k on place superior call, but instead of the condition being grade 2 or less, it's Musketeer. So why is this card triple rare worthy? It's because, well, you're gonna play mainly a Musketeer, pure Musketeer build because you want to recycle your Musketeers. And even if you call a grade 3 Musketeer, generally speaking, you can use it as a good 10k plus speed stick. But also you can always retire it and then filter through your deck faster. So definitely really good card, permits early aggression, and +1 on place is definitely still really good. White Rose Musketeer Alberto, when hit, countercharge 1, so it's really nice to have a countercharger as well. Maiden of Cherry Bloom, when this attack hits a Vanguard, Soul Blast 1, counter +1 to call Maiden of Cherry Stone from your deck as rest. So this is the grade 2, this is the grade 1, they call each other out. So that's nice. This one goes back to the deck, and then this one on hit calls this back out, so it's cool. Maiden of Dreaming Aroma, counter +1, put this into Soul, check top 5 from your deck, add a grade 3 or greater into your hand. So this is a grade 3 searcher. It's different because this is on like in main phase rather than on hit, check top 5. So I think this card is interesting. I don't recall this card seeing play. I think it's a promo in the TCG, but again, because it's not a Musketeer name, maybe it's less relevant now. But maybe when we're moving into the future, it could see some action. Jack and Pumpkin, I love the art. When this unit attacks, counter +1 to get +4 until end of battle. Unfortunately, it's a generic card, so meh. And then moving on from Jack in the Pumpkin, we have the second triple rare of the set, Holy Musketeer Elvira. Limber Break 4, when your Musketeer rearguard is placed by your card effect, counter +1 to get +1 crit. In addition, you can Soul Blast 1, retire a Musketeer rearguard to check top 5 and call a Musketeer. So this is really reminiscent of the Cecilia skill, except you need to Soul Blast 1 now. But in exchange, you will actually gain crit pressure, which is always good. So I like how they buff Cecilia because they know that you're expected to play this in combination with Elvira. And while Cecilia gives you that extra unit for your extra filter skills and extra bodies, Elvira instead works better by itself by generating crit. So both actually, yeah, both works decent by itself, but they go for different objectives, and it's nice to have 2 different Vanguard options in Musketeers now. Next, we have the Maiden of Venus Trap, Muse and Reverse. Muse, I think, is the better one. When this attacks a Vanguard, counter +1 to check top 5, call 1 with the same name as your same card name as your unit. In addition, when a rearguard with the same name is placed by card effect, +5 until end of turn. So it synergizes with itself. You get extra attacks, potentially get extra attacks. So that's nice. But Reverse here, instead, it activates during the main phase. Limber Break 4, counter +1, lock a rearguard, check top 5, call 1, and that unit gets +5. In addition, it has the same second skill. When rearguard is placed as the same name as your unit, with card effect, get +5. So one is during main phase, one is during battle phase. So this lets you get multi-attack options. This helps you stabilize your board. Reverse just works better when you're lacking in resources, while Muse works better when you have resources, because you need to be on attack Vanguard. So I guess that's just how it works. Fun fact is that this was actually part of the actual set 14 in the TCG, while this card is a promo actually. So that's neat. And another thing to consider is that Reverse Maiden of Venus Trap does not have the Crossride skill, Crossride extra bonus. So you won't be 13k number. So that's just something to know, just because I think Reverse was released before Muse. So yeah, and because Bushi. So And lastly, the Break Ride support, of course, grants you a Break Ride, Deep Green Lord, Master Wisteria. Number big 4, when rolled upon your Vanguard gets +10 and until the end of turn. Call a card from your deck with the same name as as each of 2 of your rearguards, total of 2. So it's just a +2. It again works similar to the Sephiroth chain. You're just calling duplicates and synergizing with Muse and Reverse. And when this is boosted, it comes +3. So from this set, you're going to see 2 main options. So similar to the last set, you're going to see Musketeers, and then you're going to see something different with Maiden of Venus Trap and the Break Ride. Honestly, personally, I think that the Musketeer build is better, just because you have more filtering going on. But you can't deny that the Muse stuff seems really amusing and really fun. And yeah, I think it's definitely lower rarity as well, rares, double rares. So it's easier to build. So even if you don't get to finish your Musketeer decks, you know, they're both triple rare. Like they're both probably 4-ofs. So it's gonna be hard to build, but you can always fall back on the Maiden of Venus Trap build with the Break Ride, and it's gonna be a nice budget deck. So that's basically it with the reveals. I'm really excited for them, and can't wait to see how it plays out in the JP meta. All right, let's jump back to global news. So what is up with global? We have the new rank season. So if you want to check out my stream, I just started ranking up as well. So go pick up your Ethics Buster, because we are going to get some Ethics Buster support next set. Very excited for that. We also have the confirmation for Springfest and Vanguard for Vanguard 0. So I did that video for that as well. And there's a little bit of anomalies in the server connectivity when the season reset, and we got 300 gems for that. So that's super cool. And I guess without further ado, let's jump to the database to talk about the Tachi reveals, so we can get prepared for Tachi when it hits in a few hours. Alright, so let's jump to Tachi Wave 2 and see what cards there are that piques my interest. So of course we have a new archetype, Ancient Dragon, and Ancient Dragon gives you a lot more offensive options actually. They're actually doing stuff now by itself. So this card, when retired, kind of must want to call an Ancient Dragon Tyranno Legend, which I believe is the grade 3. So you immediately get an 11k beater very early on. You also have the Savage archetype, I guess. When boost to Limit Break 4, put into Soul Draw 1. You have a new PG, Paraswall, so it synergizes well the Break Rides. When this Iguana Gorg, when this unit is retired during your turn, if your Vanguard's Ancient Dragon, kind of must want to call this card. So it's really nice. You just get to refill this body, and it's nice. It provides you multi-attack options, even maybe. Triplasma, 7+3. Gatling Garo. When this attacks, retire an Ancient Dragon Rearguard, get +5, so it's a 12k attacker, and actually procs your combos. Savage Illuminator, when this boosts a Limerick 4, +3, so it's 9k booster, probably won't see much play. Beam Kylo, 9+3, probably will see a play. Launcher Mammoth, on hit, countercharge 1, maybe, but not an Ancient Dragon, so that's something to note. Ancient Dragon Fall, 10k vanilla, maybe, probably, as an Ancient Dragon build. Ancient Dragon Dino Crowd, when attack retires something at +5, probably will see play. Again, proccing your combos. Savage Archer, Limerick Forest, 8+3, no. Ancient Dragon Spinal Driver. Now this is the fun card. Limerick 4, when rolled upon, your Vanguard gets +10/+1 crit, and then retire 2 rearguards to draw the same amount as retired. So now you're not retiring for nothing. You're actually gonna be able to replenish your card advantage. For example, if you retire cards like Iguana Gorg, right? You just countermass 1 and call it back out, so you get to +1 essentially, and that's really nice. You just get to filter through your board as well on your cards. Tyranno Legend, when this attacks the Vanguard, retire 3 to get +10/+1 crit, and in addition, draw a card and call an Ancient Dragon Baby Rex, which is the starter. So this card is really neat. It's basically a Tachi version of Phantom Blaster Dragon, getting the +10/+1 crit. Of course, you don't have the retire, but instead you will get multi-attack options with the rearguards you're retiring, because it's battle phase retire, right? So there are pros, there are cons. It's just a more aggressive version of Shadows, I presume, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing this card. Volcatops, so Ancient Dragon Volcatops, Karamas 1, retire an Ancient Dragon Rearguard to have 2 of your rearguard get +5. When this attacks the Vanguard, retire 1 to get +5. So this one goes for numbers instead of crit pressure, probably a budget option, and maybe the third Ancient Dragon that you might play. Ancient Dragon Stego Buster, when it attacks, +1/+3, pretty decent, nothing special. Ravenous Dragon Battle Rex, actually I like this card. When your drop check reveals a grade 3, retire one rearguard and gets +10, and when this is boosted it gets +3. This card is definitely better in the TCG than in Zero because numbers don't matter as much as long as you hit over it. And drop check in grade 3, I mean, you have higher odds than Zero, but you know, it's less impactful again. So common, it's really sad. I think it was a double rare in the TCG, but this card, probably the 13th card in the build. If you're playing pure, oh, it's not even an Ancient Dragon, bad. And then Savage Hunter, when this attacks a Vanguard, it gets +5 until end of battle. Rigor Circle, when this attacks a Vanguard, it gets +2. So it's a 12k beater and then 15k attacker if it's a Vanguard. So one thing to note is that Ancient Dragons might feel like you need to play pure Ancient Dragons, but that's not really necessary. You can still play your Spino Drivers, you can still play your Tyranno Legends, and you don't have to play a pure Ancient Dragon build because they don't say retire 3 Ancient Dragons. They don't say retire 2 Ancient Dragons here. Of course, Volcatops does specify for Ancient Dragon, but you don't have to. So you definitely can synergize well with existing Wave 1 Tachi stuff if you want. I think, obviously, I haven't tested whether the hybrid builds or the pure build is better, but there's a lot of fun you can have around it, and definitely looking forward to whatever you all play test and let me know how it goes. So that's basically the new Tachi stuff. It's going to come out in a few hours, so save your stamina and let's see how we pull. So that is all for today. A lot of a huge mouthful. Lots of cards to go over for JP and for Global. Again, I'm really excited for Neo Nectars. I'm really excited to finally get to play Tachis. I really like the idea of retiring your own rearguards to get power because, I mean, I'm Bane Shadows, so that's kind of the thing I enjoy. And that's kind of the direction that Tachis are actually going for now. Rather than just retiring because you want to proc your combos, you can retire to plus and then proc your combos. So you're getting a more aggressive variant of kind of multi-attack options with Tachi. You have that crit pressure that you might want, so that's definitely really cool. For Neos, you're getting extra consistency, you're getting crit pressure, or you're getting even more consistency with building up your board. So I think it's really nice. Neo Nectars particularly, you have a lot more budget options from this set. I really like how, you know, they understand that there's one build clearly better than the other, so might as well just make that more premium and then give people who that are less fortunate or isn't that interested at least something to play around with on ladder. So that is it for this week's news. I hope everyone's excited for Clan Event, whether you're in JP and Global. Let me know how it goes, and I guess that's the end of this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.